Hello, welcome back to Planet Crafter. We are on the moon called Selenium, I believe. We just took off and landed here last episode. We did take with us a decent amount of things, namely our drones over there, which was really important because I wanted that. I wanted the drone system set up, and so enough for 2 teleporters and 2 fusion reactors. So we're relatively well covered on drones, energy, and then food and water. We're okay. We have these 2 going. So we have 2 beans going, which should get us most of the way to where we need to go. And water, we have to just rely on ice for a little bit longer until we reach a certain TTI level, and I forget what it was, so that we can build an atmospheric water collector. We do have the materials for it. It just told us we couldn't do it. Now, in the meantime, I did make a T3 miner, and I just set it currently for iron. And it's just going to start cranking away at some stuff. My intention is to use this to consistently fill the base materials that we need. So I'm going to expand out this platform quite a bit so we have a nice big starting area. Then I'm going to start my base resource cache somewhere probably over here. I'll just make a whole bunch of storage units, and then I'll set them all up with automation. And I'm going to do something that you guys told me to do previously, which was essentially to make a container somewhere, like probably right here inside the door, and just put all of my resources that I get from exploring or otherwise inside of it, and let the drones sort it out. I think that makes a lot of sense. So in the meantime, let's get a little water supply. I don't believe. Yeah, I'm 90% sure that the drones cannot pick up ice from the ground. So we're gonna just have to do this manually for a little bit longer. I'm just gonna go ahead and fill a whole chest full of water. All right, like I said. Okay, very good. I have a whole bunch of it. So let's put it in. I'm thinking actually just a little chest right here. Oops. Yeah. See, this is. Nah, you know what? Let's just do it. Let's just do a big one. We might as well. We'll do a big one right here. This will be for water. Okay. Carry one on us. Looks like we do have a couple of miscellaneous things. I do have another squash seed as well. I think we should plant that. What are we going to need for that? T1 food grower, right? Because T2, we need fertilizer, and we can't get that. Aluminum, iron, and water bottle. That's not a problem. All right, we'll put another one down here. At this point, we just want basically as much food as we can have growing, we want growing. We're also going to want these to automatically dump into a container. We're going to set up that automation in a second. At this point, we're just limited by boxes, basically, or by storage units, basically. So while we're waiting, we really need iron. I'm just gonna go on a quick iron run. It is tedious, unfortunately, to do this and manually grab it. That's why we have the miner grabbing iron. But you know, it's something that we have to do in the beginning. It is what it is. I'm gonna grab a whole bunch of these, and we'll do enough, or we'll grab enough where we can build a whole bunch of storage units. Ideally, if we can make like 5 or 6 storage units. I think that'd be ideal. Okay. And we have the inventory space. Might as well check this out, right? Blueprint microchip, some food. Got some plants. Super alloy rod, T3 fertilizer. Honestly, all of this stuff is great. Drink of water so we can throw something else in there. And then, great. Yeah, there's a bunch. I see a bunch of stuff all over the place as far as like explorable locations and stuff, which is good. That should be relatively exciting for us to go through and explore. And, you know, we'll have our resources that we need relatively quickly. Something that I'm going to do is just put some stairs here. I can't. Yeah, it's because of that rock. Ooh. Interplanetary exchange shuttle allows you to retrieve any resources you have on other planets. What? Yeah, but how do I get a T2 rocket engine? I've never seen a T2. I've never seen a T2 rocket engine. Otherwise, I can make everything I need there. Can I make a T... Didn't I make an advanced crafting station? Am I going crazy? I thought I did that. Let's get some storage units going over here. Where do we want to make our... Yeah, okay. We'll start it here. Like this. Okay. And I'm just going to put everything in... Well, 1, 2, 3. Just put everything in this for now. And I'm going to put my food in a small storage unit right here. This will just be for food. Okay, good. You know, I should always carry my rover with me. That's not something that we should drop anywhere. And then I really want to expand this out more is what I want to do. But you know what I can do for now? What side do we want to start on? Let me see. Hold on. All right. Now we can do a little bit. I know it's a lot of resources to use, but I'd like to do a 3x3 grid as our base. What am I looking? Okay, 1. So 2 more titanium and we can finish the 3x3 grid that I want to encompass the start of our base. Okay, that should be the start of our base area. I think, let me see. I want this wall to be open. I think I want this to be a pass-through so that you can get back to another area. And what I'll do is I'll line this wall and this as storage possibly. Or I'll have this whole corner be storage. You know what? I lied. I'm actually going to turn this into a big living compartment so it doesn't have the center wall. Yeah, let's do that. All right, I just need 4 super alloys. All right, let's try this again. So, we need 2, 3 here. I don't know where my advanced crafting station went. I swear I made one. But I guess I'm just going insane right now. So we're going to put this here temporarily. And now we're going to make some super alloys. So cobalt, silicon, and aluminum. We need 2 of them. Cobalt, silicon, and we do need aluminum. Now, I did see aluminum down here previously. Let's see if we still... There's sulfur here. Yeah. Here's aluminum. I definitely saw a couple... Good. Chest we'll take. We've already seen this chest. Let's just go ahead and wipe that out so we don't keep making that mistake. Any more aluminum down here? Another chest. Okay, I'll take all that. And just a straight up super alloy. Great. Great. We're getting a lot of the stuff that we need here, which is good. I'm not really resource capped by anything truly just yet. Now, we have not focused at all on terraformation index. I'm just trying to get the base kind of right, if that makes sense, first. I do need 1 more super alloy, and now I should be able to make, yeah, the big living compartment. All right, I'll tell you what. I have to just store stuff. Okay, this is fine. Now, let's put it here. So we'll do this. And now if we come up here and we get a big living compartment, we can do this, which functionally does the same thing that I was just looking to do, but it is a big open room here. And now we'll do a second big open room here, which means we need 2 more super alloy, but we should be able to make 1. Yeah, so silicon and magnesium. Hold on 1 second. And then we'll be done with, short term, we'll be done with base expansion. This is a 3x3 grid is enough for me. I feel satisfied with that. Now this is going to be the problem. We're going to have to... And we're going to have to empty this, which is a little bit annoying, but not horrible, because all we got to do is put down 1 of these, and then basically just fill this Okay. Okay. And then I just need 2 super alloy. Did I throw it in here? I did not, but I didn't make it. 2 magnesium. 2. So now, it's actually a 4x3 grid. I miscounted, but doesn't matter. That's fine. There. So now that should be, yeah, that's what I want. So we have 2 separated pods for places. I think we can do automations here. We can do storage here. So if we just grab all of our iron and we grab storage locker. Now, yeah, we don't, this is too expensive for the T2s. So let's just start here. I do want to keep one pathway out of here open. Do we want it, like, you know what I mean? Like one corridor out of here open so we can expand. Let's look at the, hold on, 1 second. I think we want to expand potentially this way. So we'll leave this back corner open. We'll leave the back corner here open. We'll just start here. We'll go like this. Now, you know what? We'll do this. So this whole wall storage, the middle storage, this is all storage. But this will be open and then can expand to other areas of the base. Our rightmost storage is going to start there. Everything else can be to the left of this. Okay, good. This actually works for me. So let's put, this is going to be iron. I'm just going to do a little bit of automation of base materials so that they will automatically get placed in here. For example, we're going to demand iron. This one will be silicon. This is going to demand silicon. Okay, so we have all base materials currently functioning here. Now this, let me just do something. So let's do this. Let's take apart this. I would like to put a storage locker, I think here. I'm just going to try something. So this storage locker here is sorting. And we should just be able to say supply everything, right? Now, if I put, for example, this. Yeah, see that? Good. And now they're going to put it where it needs to go. As long as we have a place for it, basically. So any base material right now will automatically get placed where it needs to, with the exception of things like iridium, which we don't have a storage thingy for. But for example, all of this could be sorted. Good, good. Now that does something for us. We need to make more storage units like that, but I'm not going to worry about it for right this second. We're just going to let that. We're going to let that go for now and do it later. I am going to put everything in these two that we don't need, and then we can keep moving. Okay, good. So now that we're relatively comfortable, what do I need? I do need something for food. This one should probably be the food storage eventually. So you know what I will do? I'll come over here. I will make one for food. The reason being, these will grow and then just sit there. We really can't allow that to happen. So I'm just going to do this for now. This will be raw food. This will demand squash, and this will demand beans. So now these, once they get fully grown, for example, yep, did you see that? It grabbed the beans, it put it in here. So this will always now continue to grow. And I think that's relatively important because it won't be bottlenecked essentially by me collecting these. And this will just continue to fill up with raw food. Then we have food taken care of. Do we know when we can do this? Because this would be a nice thing to do, the atmospheric water collector. Let's try this again. We have, where's that super alloy? Oh, okay. There's a super alloy, and then I do have an aluminum back there. Everything else is common resources. So a silicon, a magnesium, which we don't have yet, cobalt, and an aluminum, okay? If we can make this, then it just takes care of our water situation. We just don't have to worry about it. Okay, and I will just put it, 875 KTIs. Okay, that's pretty easy. We have not focused at all on that, so we should be able to do that pretty quick. We just need to build like one thing. For example, a T3 veg tube probably gets us where we need to be. So let's go ahead and do that. We need one silicon is all we need. T3 veg tube. Oh, we need a water, sorry. Okay. This has to be outside is fine. We'll just put this, we just put that there. And then what type of, we have a volnus at 500% multiplier. We have a 300% multiplier there. We have a 400 and a 300% multiplier. Guess the 500 is. We'll put it in here. Bam. And now that should really increase. Not really. It's not really doing all that much for our terraformation index, to be honest with you, but you know what we do need? We need some more monitors. Let's do that. Let's do the screen. There we go. So oxygen is going very slow. Heat is moving the quickest, pressure is moving fairly fast. So we are limited basically by the fact that this is just tiered too high, and it kind of renders this somewhat ineffective. Let's get more screens so we know what we're looking at here. I think a blueprint screen is really smart. Okay, there we go. Yeah, we actually can get more stuff, can't we? T2 recycling, growth multiplier, T4 speed, T2 asteroid, blazar quartz, and megadome. Is there a T2 rocket? We haven't found a T2 rocket engine. I don't know how to get that, but if we can get a T2 rocket engine, that could really help us. Okay. Transmissions, orbital information, biomass. This is almost nothing. I remember this now. This is really unimportant. I'll show you. This just tells me, yeah, barren. We're 0.41 into water cycle. Yeah, whatever. Okay. All right, good enough. So let's drop. You know what I do need? I need a super alloy container. So this is going to demand super alloy. Great. Okay. Drones, go do your thing. And we are almost at the required amount for the water collector. I do want to do that. All right, let's go explore a little bit more, huh? Food and water. I don't want to waste it, so we're not going to worry about it. But I will do this, and good. Oh, you know what? I'm sorry, hold on. Do I want to do... We can't do an upper tier, but we can do a T3 heater, for example, or... Let me see, heat is 28.5. We get 202 from this and 135 from pressure. So unless we're able to beat that, it actually doesn't matter. We can do gas extractors, we can do biodomes, but we don't really have the necessary materials. Okay, yeah, let's just go explore. I'm gonna head back over this way. We have an empty inventory. Do I want to grab anything along the way? Yeah, let's grab like silicon along the way. I'm just gonna grab a bunch of random stuff as I can because I pretty much need everything. I guess we're going for chests right now. Any chest that we can get for advanced materials would be useful. Let me go back here. I don't remember. Did I fill this? Okay. Okay. You know, T2 mutagens aren't horrible. Okay, good. I think we've already been in here. Yeah. Okay. Okay, you know what? We'll take the eggplant seed. That's fine. And then circuit boards we'll take. Okay. I mean, it's good. It's a decent haul. The circuit boards alone could help us. We can go in here. We know that. There's also plenty of places up here. You know what? Oxygen is running a little low. So let me just draw. I'll just dump this stuff off anyway. Okay. Let you sort all this. The rest of this can't be sorted, obviously. We gotta put it in a storage container, but my storage containers currently are pretty full. So I'm gonna make another miscellaneous storage over here. I have to keep doing this until we're able to fully kind of max out the storage or our storage structure, if that makes any sense. Like anything like this, I just gotta kind of dump in here for now. And then eventually we'll have a better storage structure for everything else, like iridium and you know, etc. All right, we're almost at the amount where we can do this. T2 ore crusher, T1 ore crusher. We're currently making 135 pressure versus, for example, 459 is T4. I don't have the osmium for that though. So none of this, look at this, none of this matters. T3 drill, it wouldn't even be worth making because it's a 17 pressure versus 135. We would need 10 of them to double, which we could do, but we don't have, that's really not worth it. Honestly, another T3 ore extractor is really what would help. Heat is 202, so something like this could help if we had enough iridium, which we certainly do not. And then that's pressure, that's heater. Last thing is veg tube, which is just 13 oxygen per second. That's why it really wasn't helping us at all. What else generates oxygen? Yeah, look at that. That is way more, 325. But we don't have, I don't think we have any fertilizer. We could make, these are significantly better. Like that one alone is significantly better. It's nearly 10 times the efficiency of this. And it's marginally more resources. So let's do that. Okay. So we need another water bottle. We need just a lerma seed, which we definitely have one. And then we can put the grass spreader down here. And this should... Yeah, this is 108. I don't remember what it was before, but it wasn't... Certainly wasn't 108. Otherwise, if we have any fertilizer, we could increase significantly, but I don't think we do. We actually have T2 fertilizers. We could make tree spreaders. Actually, hold on. Zeolite, T2s, tree bark, bacteria, tree bark. Zeolite. Do we have T2s? Oh, we have one T2. Dang. That's so close. T2. Oh, there it is. Bacteria sample and a super alloy. Wow, we actually have enough for this. This is insanely more valuable than that grass spreader is right here. If we do, I'm gonna put this a little bit further from our place. But that should, yeah, so that's only generating plants until we get a tree in there. So we have to work on getting a tree in there, but if we can get a tree in there, then it's going to skyrocket our oxygen production. But in the meantime, it is getting us plants at a pretty decent clip, technically, I guess. And let me just make sure, we don't have any trees, right? Tusca, Valnus, lots of lerma, no. All right, so question is, and I know I'm jumping a little bit ahead of where I need to, but how about what's that synthesizer? No. Sorry, hold on. DNA, I think it might be this one. I think I can make that collector now because I was waiting on that. Let me make that collector. It's not hard to do. It needs super alloy. It needs aluminum. That's my last aluminum. It needs no titanium. It needs one. It needs a cobalt and an iron. Yes. Now this will take care of our... We'll take care of our water situation because we will supply everything and demand water over here. And at least for a little while, this will cover our water needs, so we just don't have to worry about it. It'll create water faster than we could consume it, and we're not really actively using it for anything right now, so we'll be fine. Now, let me see. I don't think I'm gonna have enough for this because of bioplastic nugget, but if I had even one bioplastic nugget, I actually can make that genetic synthesizer, which then I can make a tree seed. And that would be really big for us. Let me just decode these. I don't think this is gonna get me anything. Yeah. Okay, I don't think so. I don't see any special mining locations though, do I? Yeah, there's very little that I can see here. And like, I don't have a osmium mine yet or anything like that. Okay. I mean, we expanded the base out real nicely in this episode. We did a little bit of exploring, but we got our feet under us. We have water. We have lots of generation, terraformation score generation generally right now. We need more. We need lots more, and we will do that soon. But we're making progress. Hope you're enjoying. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.